What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well. The season 3 Warzone update is here, and with the Black Ops 6 crossover, there's a ton of new content. But let's be real, if your settings aren't dialed in, it doesn't matter how good your aim is, you're gonna be at a disadvantage. Low frames, blurry targets, input lag, yeah, that ain't it. Today, I'm gonna have you covered with the best settings for performance, visibility, and wins in the gulag. Plus tips for wherever you play, and give you the best controller settings that are gonna help your aim look more like this. Oh, one's coming. Oh, same spot. Oh, nope, right there.
Nice wipe, bro.
Dude, it growls. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Let's start with our graphics, because if you're not seeing the enemy first, you're probably going to be the first one to the gulag. For our display mode, we're going to use full screen exclusive. That'll give you the best performance with less input lag. We want our VSync off to prevent input delay. And this doesn't matter if you're on controller or mouse and keyboard. If there's input delay, you're not going to win any firefights. If you have the NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency setting, I've got mine to on plus boost. If you use more of your GPU, you want this set to on plus boost. If you use more of your CPU, then you want this set to on. Set your reduce menu render resolution to native. This will help everything inside the lobby look a little bit more crisp, and set your HDR to off. For your quality settings, if you're on PC, set your upscaling and sharpening to NVIDIA DLSS, your texture resolution from low to normal, your depth of field off, detail quality low to normal, particle resolution low, bullet impacts on, persistent effects on, shader quality medium. On demand texture streaming, you want this set to optimized, and I've got my allocated texture cache size to 32. If you're on console and you have this setting, I recommend turning it off. It's been known in the past to cause crashes, so this might help you quite a bit. Set your shadow qualities to normal, screen space shadows to low, your occlusion and screen space lighting to low, screen space reflections off, static reflection quality low, your tessellation I have on all, volumetric quality medium, deferred physics quality off, weather grid volumes I have set to normal, and a water quality I have wave wetness. Pro tip, you want to turn off your motion blurs. They just make the game look cinematic, but honestly, you want clean, sharp vision and not a Michael Bay movie. One of the biggest game changers, FOV. For your FOV, you want to set it to about 110 to 120. Test to your comfort, but it also depends on how far you're sitting away from your screen, or how close you're sitting away from your screen, or how big your screen actually is. You want your ADS field of view set to affected, keeping your aim consistent, and set your camera movements to least. High FOV equals more peripheral vision, where you'll catch more flankers and slide cancelers way earlier. Set your weapon field of view to wide. Again, make sure all those motion blurs are off. For controller players, here's the go-to setup used by Warzone pros. Horizontal stick and vertical stick sensitivities I have set to 1.4. This is a very low to middle of the ground aim setting, because unless you're used to having this too high, your aim might be a little off. Turn your controller vibrations off. This is going to cause prolonged stick drift inside your controller. And set your trigger effects to full haptics, along with adjusting your dead zone inputs. I have my left stick maximum set to 70. That way I get to the top of the push of the controller quicker, putting me in tack stance quicker. I have my left stick minimum set to 3, my right stick minimum set to 3, my right stick max set to 100, and my left trigger and right triggers set to 0. That way you don't have to squeeze all the way in order to fire your weapon. But these are very much customized to your controller that you're using. And if you're looking for the controller that I use, it's aimcontrollers.com using code MarvelFam for a lot of money off. For our aiming settings, we have the sensitivity multipliers. They're all set to 1. The only one I think you'll need to change is the ADS sensitivity multiplier on focus. I have that set to 0.9. Make sure your ADS sensitivity transition timing set to instant, your aim response curve type set to dynamic, and your custom sensitivity per zoom off. Dynamic aim curve feels cracked for both close range fights and long shots. If you're on default, try switching 3 to 4 games and thank me later. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be nasty. Oh yeah, too easy. Oh, so good. let's go. Go. Now for your audio settings. For the master game volume, I have this set all the way to 100. But your gameplay music volume and your cinematic music volume, set those to 0. You don't need them. Set your dialogue volume to about 30. This will control the operator volume. You want that effects volume all the way up. If you're on PC, I highly recommend the Art Tune over with my boy Art is War. I'm sure he's gonna have some brand new audio settings coming soon for this update. But again, that's just if you're on PC. On console, I recommend the Sucker Punch audio mix. Home theater works pretty good too. But if you're on PC, I'm using the Treyarch mix paired with that Art Tune. Wherever you're playing, turn your mono audio off, and I have reduced tinnitus sound on. This will lessen the sound of grenade shell shocks and things like that. That way you can hear more things around you while those things are going on. And then I have my hit marker presets set to default. Next are some simple tweaks that will make you faster, smoother, and just harder to eliminate. Set your sprint assist to tactical sprint assist, and make sure this sprint assist delay is set to 0. And set your auto tac sprint on. Slide behavior, tap to slide. Armor plate behavior, apply all. Interact and reload behavior, prioritize interact. Parachute auto deploy off. If you want to see your enemies a little bit better, go to your color customization settings. These are what mine are set to, especially with the enemies set to this magenta color, where I recommend a very teal color. And then to help your game look a little bit better, use filter 2, set it to both, and use the world color intensity and interface color intensity, set all those to 100. Make sure your minimap shape is set to square, that way you can see more of the minimap. Have your minimap rotation on. I have my compass type set to horizontal, your map assist set to auto center, and a very important one to keep your aim centered is to set your crosshair to center dot. You can also customize the color of this. I have this set to that teal color I was talking about, and then I have the center dot scale set to larger. And if you didn't know, you can set all your widget visibility, opacity settings, and then turn these either like to 50% so you can see through them a little bit, or have them all the way up so you can't see through them. If this video helped at all, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what settings you love. Make sure those notifications are on so you don't miss a video like this or like one of these. We'll see you in the next one.